What's going on, guys? Babs here. Going to do another talk through. This one is going to be Bethpage Ready Go. And Bethpage is kind of misting sensitive, so you kind of have to keep in mind that what you're doing, if you are a misting player, to maybe change how you play on Bethpage. For me, I have to under aim. See, so that shot, I had to under aim at least half a grid because I know that my misting is going to be very reactive. But anyway, nonetheless, a good shot. As you can see here, the horizontal dots, their first line is a little slower than the second line, which is really fast, and the third line is really slow. So I checked the vertical dots just to see how they're influencing the putt, and it's actually not going to break as much as the dots show simply because of those factors. And there we go. So just keeping that in mind, that understanding, what the greens are doing and their tendencies will help you become a better putter. But also, as I've said before, when you miss a putt, understand why you missed it. That way you can correct it next time, maybe make a note. Don't want to come up short on this hole, especially with a pitching wedge, because it will roll off. There we go. So particularly like, tailwind shots. If you have a pitching wedge, you got to get it up above the hole. Otherwise, that ball will roll off. So you got to be careful with that. Slight movement at the beginning. I'm just going to offset it, and hopefully the misting works in my favor. There we go. So yeah, definitely on number 11, be very careful with full backspin shots, particularly the pitching wedge. Even a half spin pitching wedge, I've seen land 2 yards short of the flag and then roll all the way off the green. So not fun. We got the front pin here. There's a slight ledge that'll help stop your ball if you need it. So we're going to try and play just for that hard hill there. There we go. See, so it hits and then spins back. And that way, at least we stay below the hole. We don't risk going above the hole. And again, not a whole lot of dot movement. Just going to ram it in. And it's another key is like learning where you want to be on the green in relation to the flag is a big factor in improving at this game. If you're always above the flag, always putting downhill, so forth and so on, you're going to miss a lot of putts. So, I didn't want to ding that. Uh-oh. Oh well, just a little 40-50 shot. That only carried 249 in a tailwind. Surprising. But nothing crazy. Knowing your wedges and different roughs will help you in situations like this. So not a difficult wedge shot. Just put it up there below the hole. Fairly straight putt, 8 feet. Make sure we have the right putting meter. And that'll help with our scrambling numbers. We got the back pin here. So the idea for the back pin is to try and land it a little long so that when you spin it, it'll spin towards the flag and hopefully hold. But that's not always the case. But we can see what happens. No hard beats. Yeah, see, landed a yard long but spun back 5 yards, and that's just the nature of this green. It slopes back to front. So We just got to make a putt. So you see there, I checked the vertical lines right off the start just to see which way they're flowing, and they're actually going to be holding the ball up. The horizontal dots are pretty consistent, but they die off at the end. So I'm taking the vertical lines and the last two grid lines into consideration when it comes to this aim. Slight misting. There we go.
Shelly.
So here, this tends to be a hole that gives a lot of people trouble. But the idea is that you don't want to over aim on this hole, because if you do, you could end up, see, the wind is moving left, but because I'm hitting misting, I'm not going to even aim it. I just want the misting to do its job. And that way, if you aim too much to the left, you could hit the hill and roll all the way down. Just a little ram putt here. There we go. So if you misting too far to the left, you could very well land on top of the hill and roll all the way down. And then you have yourself a 16, 17 foot putt. If you missed too far to the right, you could end up above the hole and have almost a 3.5, 4 grid aim. So better to be safe. 16, straightforward hole. Just again, stay below the flag, which is pretty much the case in every situation. One of the easier holes on the course. Not a whole lot of variation in the greens. The distance plays pretty straightforward. So nothing crazy. And that's just me, I don't know, ramming the putt. Just trying to put it through a lot of break. Again here, tailwind, not going to aim as much as I normally would. Just want the misting to do its job. See if you can't throw it up there and hopefully not spin it back too much. There we go. See? Landed a little short, rolled a little forward, works out well. Leaves us with a decent 6 foot putt. Nothing too crazy. The right pin is a little more difficult because the camera is slightly offset. But this pin tends to be the easier one, as is this one. Let's see, 79 actually. So if you don't have an 80 wedge, you got to get comfortable with hitting, putting spin on this 100 wedge. I can't hit a full top spin 75 wedge, so I have to put half spin on this 100 wedge in order to clear the green. Land a little short, should kick forward. There we go. So that's the idea, is that, you know, if you don't play with an 80 wedge, you got to work on, you know, shots that may have to be done that are out of your comfort zone. But all in all, good round. I don't know how many, again, only 3 dings, so, you know, you can shoot a solid score and you don't have to ding. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, learned something. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you soon. Take care.